Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
America.
Oh, yeah. There he is.
Just
looks great, as usual.
Yeah.
Ben bringing the A game, both in looks and play.
Yeah, imagine being young, beautiful, fashionable,
Yes.
talented.
Yes.
Just having it all.
And then some.
All stacked for you.
Yeah. You roll out of bed, you decide I'm going to come to this open, can't forget my hat.
Yep.
Got it. Well, let's go kick some butt. Klomparens going to search up a swamp, which traversed the Uvenwald, found a temple garden off of the marsh flat. So she's down to 17, and that'll begin things here in round number 11 from Charlotte. Ben Friedman. Oh, there's a Mishra's Bobble, too. Pardon me. Now Ben can start.
And this Abzan Traverse deck, to me, this is what you play if you don't want to be dealing yourself all that damage for Death Shadow. You know, it's so similar, but you don't have to deal yourself 15 points of damage a game.
It's a faithless looting here for Ben Friedman. See what cards he wants to discard. As he's getting that dredge deck online.
And that's a good start.
I see a Bloodghast and a Stinkweed up. That is a good start. There we go, Ben. Let's move that land back.
What is going on here?
This is Ben being Ben.
Jadine gave him a cagey look there.
There you go. However you want to get that set up, my friend. It's a blooming marsh. And now there's a Grim Flare. He's already a lot to deal with, and now he's going to dredge.
And Jadine just one card away from Delirium here.
2 Dark Blasts, a Bloodghast, a Wooded Foothills, and a Gemstone Mine. Stinkweed Imp will go back to the hand. Friedman does have a second land, so we're going to see at least 2 Bloodghasts come back. There they are.
Just free cards.
Right?
Free cards.
Now sacrifice Bloodstained Mire.
And 2 weeks ago, we watched a good bit of him on camera, and I was always just surprised that there's a lot of slow starts out of the dredge deck where it just looks like it's not doing anything over the first couple of turns, and then it just explodes onto the board. And we've seen a couple of games where they actually have the fast starts, and it's just dazzling what this deck can do.
In a format as explosive as Modern is, to see the dredge deck get off to the slow starts that it gets off to sometimes and still win pretty easily, it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
It really is. But it always finds a way. It's a good deck. And it does have those very explosive draws with Cathartic Reunion and Faithless Looting. But it can just have kind of a normal draw like this, and this is pretty normal for the deck. Just a couple of Bloodghasts to start. You know, 2 2-1s. And turn 2 is, ooh, you know, it's not anything crazy.
Yeah, nothing crazy, but I mean, he already has a large graveyard. He's got the lands to work with. He just needs to get the dredger back in the graveyard, and he's going to keep doing this.
Steven Friedman's got lined up next.
Oh, this could be ridiculous.
Yeah, he's got a Cathartic Union, so he could have one heck of a turn here.
I think he has a Collective Brutality.
That could be even better.
Yeah, I think he's thinking about 3-moding the Collective Brutality here, which I like that play.
Yeah. It's hard to dislike that play. And now he's out of here.
All right, he's had enough.
He's gone. Jadine. Ford. No idea. Up, he's back. There he is. Yeah, Cathartic.
So I think he was asking about the Collective Brutality. Depending on what order the modes go in,
Okay.
the 2/2 creature might turn into a 4/4
Ah.
before it gets -2/-2.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
That is probably what he was asking.
Yep, and with the way that it is ordered, discard if he takes an instant, If the instant's the only thing he can select, all that stuff. Well, his turn's still pretty good.
Yeah.
He's done a lot of dredging.
A lot of dredging.
He's got a prize amalgam and a Narcomoeba.
Yeah, some more free creatures.
It looks like he may have dredged a copy of Scourge Devil, which is a one of in his deck.
Yeah, singleton goodie there.
Yeah, and here comes old Grimflayer.
But he also has Life from the Loam and the Conflagrate in the graveyard.
He's doing well.
Which that's the setup for the big finish.
I would say he's doing well. That's what I would say.
Ooh, Scourge Devil.
Now it's not quite Flamekin Zealot and zombies with bridge from below, but it'll work. It'll work. Got to kill somebody somehow. Planeswalker down. Liliana the Veil, not so much in this game. Here's Lingering Souls. Truth be told, I would be absolutely shocked if Jadine can win this game. She's already very far behind.
Well, this is the good start out of the dredge deck.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about how they win with the bad starts pretty often. I can't imagine him losing with the good start.
Dark Blast. Well, Narcomoeba's going to enter the battlefield. See if he wants to go Dark Blasting on Lingering Souls tokens or not. You see Ben's hand is loaded up, though.
Man, he could just... I don't know, every play works here. I'm looking at all these options.
They're all good.
Yeah, I'm like, yep, that's good. Like, he could just Conflagrate here if he wanted to.
Yeah.
Just get in for a whole bunch.
They are all good options right now for Ben.
I mean, he could go Life from Loam, Dark Blast, and just have a bigger hand for Conflagrate in the future.
Mm-hmm. Now, it is, of course, about getting it right. That's why you see him taking his time, but I don't think he has a bad option here. You know, Bloodghast can attack and he can just get him back.
Yep.
It's all pretty darn good. He's going to attack here with 2 Bloodghast, a Prize Amalgam, and an Narcomoeba. And it is game 1 against Abzan, so unless Jadine's got some crazy bullet in here. You know, she does have 1 Scavenging Ooze. And that might be a little too late already.
Yeah, it's we're going through the motions, but it would be very, very difficult for Ben to lose this game. He's just so far ahead. Mm-hmm. He has so many resources to work with.
Lingering Soul is going to block a Narcomoeba and a Prize Amalgam, it looks like. No sense in blocking Bloodghast, doesn't
Yeah, I mean, it looks like what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
But Jadine, very, very astute. It's just you're not making any progress on a creature that's coming straight back.
Yeah. So you might as well save the 3 points of damage as opposed to the 2. Next up here for 40-card Friedman, it's a Life from the Loam. That hat is doing a nice job blocking the graveyard. It's good. Get back a Gemstone Mine, a Copperline Gorge, and a Blood Crypt.
We need to get him an even larger hat for the Invitational.
If we could.
Yeah.
If we could. Yeah, there's only one Ben Friedman. Thank goodness for that. Here's Gemstone Mine. 3 mining counters on the way.
I think he's going to have to discard here.
Rough life.
Yeah.
Looks like a Golgari Thug will be going to the bin. I take it back. It's a Stinkweed. Over to Jadine. Jadine going to quickly... Jadine's... Can I finally take my turn? All right, cool.
Yeah.
Sacrifice a Verdant Catacombs.
And Jadine does have a game plan here. It's not looking great for her, but she's going to keep attacking with her 4/4 Trampler. She's going to keep casting Lingering Souls. So this turn, if she can go Lingering Souls, another fatty, keep the pressure on her opponent, and be able to chump block a lot to preserve her life total.
Then it's doable.
It's a plan.
Yeah. 2 lands will go to the graveyard. Tasker is going to be placed on top. Grimflayer, Abrupt Decay at the ready. Friedman will untap. I think we may see him dredge.
And it looks like Jadine's saying Abrupt Decay here is just better than making some 1/1s that'll probably get blown up anyway.
Yeah. Die to Conflagrate.
Yeah. problem with Jadine's plan, the Fatty's plan. You know, she's going to have to block here, and if Ben feels like he's in any sort of trouble, he can just use all of his cards to kill both of Jadine's creatures after he blocks.
Mm-hmm. Here's Decay on Prize Amalgam. Bloodghast will be blocked by the 4/4 Grimflayer. 3 damage will come through. Jadine's going to fall down to 9. I don't know. The fact that Grimflayers are 4/4 Tramplers, she's got a shot.
I think she might be about to lose both of them.
And she'll have less of a shot. That's what I could say about that, just if I had to guess.
You know, Bloodghast is coming back. 2 Prized Amalgams are coming back. The Dredge deck is just so relentless.
It's really tough. It really is tough. Bloodghast is back. Malcolms are back soon. Sacrifice a Wooded Foothills. There's a basic mountain.
He's got it all.
Yeah. Dredge doing what Dredge does right now, folks. Making it look very easy. Next up for Friedman, what are we going to do? Yep, there go all those. There we go.
Oh, he's doing it for everything.
Yeah, I think Jadine's just going to die here. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
just going to take it all. Right to the face as a Conflagrate is going to get the job done. So Ben Friedman's going to win game number 1 here over Jadine Klomparens. Dredge very quickly up a game over Rob's on Traverse, and Dredge got to do everything it wanted to do.
Yeah, he didn't even have to kill the opposing creatures.
Yeah.
Just had 9 cards in his hand. Just 2 mana, fireball you for 9.
Yeah, made it.
Seems fair.
Is that's fair now?
Yeah.
That's fair enough. Fair enough. We take a look at the sideboards. We're going to start with Jadine, who's going to have some graveyard hate to be able to get back in this one. 2 Surgical Extractions, not a bad place to start. 2 Collective Brutality, 2 Fulminator Mage, 2 Flaying Tendrils, great card in this matchup. Here come the one-ofs and Kitchen Finks, Engineered Explosives, Eidolon of Rhetoric, Kataki War's Wage, Shriekmaw, Bazooka Bog, and a Maelstrom Pulse.
Okay, so the Surgical Extractions are definitely just, you know, a 9 out of 10 for this type of matchup. You had mentioned the Flaying Tendrils being good. They are not Anger of the Gods, but they're still very good in this matchup. They're going to come in. And the Bazooka Bog is a tutorable graveyard hate effect for her.
Yeah, because she's got Traverse.
Yep.
Yeah, and she can get Traverse turned on, and that can take care of the graveyard. So she's got options here. Looks like about 5, maybe 7 cards that she can bring in. For Ben Friedman, it's 4 Leyline of the Void, 3 Engineered Explosives, 3 Maelstrom Pulse, 3 Thoughtseize, the Vengeful Pharaoh, and an Ancient Grudge.
And we've seen Ben side in these Maelstrom Pulses a lot. It's just kind of a catch-all. If he's not 100% sure what the opponent's going to bring in, what sort of graveyard hate that they'll have, he almost always brings in these Maelstrom Pulses. It'll be interesting to see if he wants the Leyline of the Void for this matchup. It is very good against this opponent, but Jadine can win even with the Leyline on the board.
Yeah.
So we'll see what he wants to do there.
Those are the options there for both players, and we will watch them sideboard and shuffle up, and then we'll prepare for game number 2, where Jadine will be on the play. But let's talk about SCG Game Night, shall we? The very popular promotion. We want to thank all of our tournament organizers and all of our players who do make this promotion everything that it is. And in the month of June, you've seen a lot of Murderous Red Cap on social media and on our lapels here this weekend. And that's what you can win for pins and tokens. Murderous Red Cap. I did it again. I did it again.
We all make mistakes.
It's twice this weekend. I'm only good about this. Let's go to July. Goose of St. Traft. I'll get that right, I know.
Nailed it.
That one's easy. And then Puggernaut, which is just awesome. And it's going to destroy a wall.
You sound very crestfallen here.
I don't like making mistakes. I don't like it.
Dude, but just be excited about the Puggernaut at least.
I am.
Get the energy level up here.
I don't know if we can top that one this year. There's one more in the holster that I really like. I really like a lot. Puggernaut, I think, is number 1.
Yeah,
I think it's number 1.
Big favorite right now.
But there's one coming down the pipeline that I think people are really going to enjoy. But Puggernaut has hit it out of the park. Go to StarCityGames.com/game night for more information. Ben Friedman, does he have a hat on in this picture? Probably. There it is. 24-year-old from Baltimore, Maryland, with 9 open top 8s, 1 open win, 5 invitational top 8s as well to his name.
Wow.
Got the nickname 40-Card Friedman because he used to dislike playing Limited a whole bunch. I've known Ben for a while. He was not much of a Limited player, but he's gotten a lot better at it over the years. This second one is definitely not true. Can easily go 48 hours without eating. Has also eaten over 6,000 calories in a day. And you can find him writing fiction or hitting the gym, lifting the weights. Gym, tan, laundry, GTL? Is that what you Jersey folk do? Jersey Shore?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
We're not
Do
playing
I
Magic.
strike you as a GTL type person?
I don't know. Do you want me to answer that?
That's why I asked you.
Gym, tan, laundry.
Do I look like a bronzed god sitting next to you? Just
We need a different name. The situation's taken, so we have to think of a different nickname for you.
yeah, I'm just a Grecian Adonis over here.
You strike me as a man of the shore.
Yeah.
That's what I think of.
Who wore it better, Ben Friedman or the murderous red carp with the salmon hat?
Tough to say, but this is the first time I've seen Friedman break out this hat. So I think right now I'm leaning towards Ben.
I like that hat
Did you
a
say
lot.
red cap?
No, red carp.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
Man, whoa.
Just want to make sure. I think the red carp does wear the dead fish on head well. I will say that, but Ben he's killing it right now.
Yeah.
He's killing it.
It's the patriotism that just kind of puts
It's
it over
it's
the
the
top.
whole package. It's the whole package, as it normally is with Ben Friedman. Klomparens will be on the play here for game number 2, and we take a look at 6 cards here in just a moment. We'll see if Friedman's able to keep 7.
How do you think you travel with a hat like that?
Standard classic competitors.
You wear it.
Yeah, you just have to be wearing it the whole time?
Well, yeah, you don't put it in your suitcase.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Does he have like some ridiculous hat box or something?
Might be a little bit frustrating on the flight.
You're like, I'm going to check my bag and my hat.
So Ben, this is totally in play that Ben would just wear this on a flight and would just hit people.
Yeah.
Like if he's just like shotgun middle seat,
Yeah.
just boom, boom.
That guy?
Boom, yeah, for sure.
Starts to fall asleep.
Yeah, just
The hat's leaning on you.
bashing people
Yeah.
in the head with it. Yeah, it's totally in play.
Come on, man.
Yeah. I can't. What do you want me to do? Take it off? Ben's going to keep his 7. It's all in play for Friedman.
Yeah, I mean, the price you pay for fashion, right?
It's true. And really, who's more fashionable than 40-card Friedman? Now he's excitable. He's always having a blast playing Magic.
Yeah, a little smile out of him here.
Yeah.
A little banter going back and forth.
I'd be happy if I were up a game in a good matchup, too. Okay? All right? I'd be happy, too.
But that first game was so close.
Yeah, it was really just a back and forth affair. Fireball you for 3,000.
Jadine had one of her better starts.
Aha, here we go. It's a Temple Garden to start. Jadine on 6, Ben on 7. Wooded Foothills, slow start.
And you'll see people mulliganing a lot against the dredge decks because the sideboard cards are so impactful and you really need to find one.
Yeah, you can't just keep any normal hand. You got to try to do your thing. This is a Grimflayer. And now a Bauble. Ben will sacrifice the Wooded Foothills. He's going to fall down to 19. And now the Bauble will target, I think, Ben here.
Yep, she's going to get a little peek.
Top card, and now she'll draw on Ben's upkeep.
It's not very often you get to cut the opponent's deck and then immediately look at the card they're
Yeah,
about to draw.
I want to know. Is it time for maybe a cathartic reunion? Maybe a life in the loam or a collective brutality? I think.
It's looking like a brutality. Going for everything here.
So -2 to the Grimflayer. Jadine will have to reveal her hand for the duress effect. And then target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Jadine, very smart. Slow rolling the ooze.
I like
it.
this a lot.
Yes. The rest of her hand is awful.
Yep, but the ooze,
It can be good enough.
yeah, if the dredge has one of the slower draws or they're leaning on just one dredge card, can be good enough.
Klomparens will draw. Picked up another copy of Grimflayer. I think we may see
Yeah, I'd be shocked if we didn't see the ooze here.
Ooze, eat your Stinkweed Imp. Get a counter, pass the turn back. Good situation here for Klomparens. To Friedman we go. No dredging allowed. Can he overcome Scavenging Ooze? We have seen this card beat Dredge by itself. Ben's hand's not very good.
Yeah, we saw this card take over in the hands of Reduke
Yeah,
a couple weeks ago.
quite a bit, honestly.
And yeah, this card just covers all the bases for you. It eats the opponent's graveyard, gains you life so you have that buffer going on, and it's an aggressive clock all by itself.
Yeah, it's a great card.
Just a little mana intensive.
Stomping Ground is going to enter the battlefield tap. Bloodghast on the way back. Friedman has slowed down a little bit here.
Yeah, it looks like Ben is all jammed up by this Scavenging Ooze right now.
Ah, yes, we're going to go the other direction.
Ooh.
Cast the Golgari Thug. Klomparens, she will draw. It's Ooze versus the world now. And I like Ooze's chances right now.
So do I.
In for 3. That'll hit.
I especially like it if she can back it up with one more creature.
Well, you wanted it, you got it.
And that's a good one, too.
Grimflayer is halfway home for Delirium as we head over to Ben. Now, we have seen Ben a lot of the time hedge with Maelstrom Pulse. He's got a couple copies after sideboard. We've seen him bring it in a lot when we were in Baltimore 2 weeks ago. Not sure if we'll see that again. I'm sure if we see a third game, we will.
Yeah, and Engineered Explosives, very similar card. It's just this generic catch-all, gets all sorts of permanents off of the board.
Well, we'll have to find out if Ben does have an answer. He's going to cast Life from the Loam and try to get back at Wooded Foothills. See if Jadine tries to stop this. Seems like Ben is trying to bait her into something. That's how I would feel if I was Jadine.
Yeah.
And the Wooded Foothills has been eaten. Bloodghast coming across for 2. Klomparens down to 17. There's a Copperline Gorge past the turn back.
And Ben has a cycle land?
Yep.
The bicycle land, if you will?
No one will.
No
Actually,
one will.
No one will call it that.
Because my friend Cedric Phillips came up with that.
We're not friends.
And I told him that I would use it. But Ben did not have another mana source untapped in order to try to get Jadine.
That's correct. The cycling land in question from Amin Ket. Sheltered Thicket. Ben playing 2 copies of that card. Jadine is now hit with the Flare. It is now a 4/4, given the sorcery and land that have entered the graveyard to go along with the artifact and creature. And she is in the driver's seat, to say the least. Well, there's Maelstrom Pulse. Like we said, Ben likes to hedge with that card a lot.
Yeah. And it makes sense.
Well, when you're playing against a deck like Abzan Traverse or any, I'd say, green-black base deck, you can kind of expect for them to have some sort of permanent to blow up.
Yes.
They're all probably going to have some number of Scavenging Oozes as well, so it makes some sense.
Yeah, we don't know if it's Leyline of the Void or the Ooze or, you know, the Abzan Traverse deck's not going to be playing Rest in Peace, but a lot of opponents playing white will have Rest in Peace.
There's Pulse. It's probably regrettable that Ben did cast that Life from the Loam last turn, but he, of course, did not know what he was going to draw, so.
Yeah, he didn't want to just lose the game and have not tried to cast any of his spells.
So Jadine's best weapon in Scavenging Ooze is going to bite the dust. And now it's kind of on the Grimflayer and hoping that Ben's not able to get his deck back online. Jadine will attack for 4.
I think Jadine should have just eaten the other creature in her graveyard. It's just a free life that she can take advantage of.
Sure, because the Ooze is going to die, so you're still going to have Delirium.
Yeah, I mean,
Sure.
there is the consideration of like Tassiger or something.
Yeah.
She wants to be able to delve for the max.
Yeah. Here's another Grimflayer. Well, this looks a lot like Game 1. Can Grimflayer get it done?
This is nothing like Game 1.
Looks a little like Game 1.
Just because Ben had all the cards in the world to work with in game 1. You know,
Very true.
All the cards in his graveyard are almost more cards in his hand. And here he has 2 piddling cards in his graveyard.
Fatal Push on the Thug. Thug has to go back on top of the deck. So now here's a Sheltered Thicket being cycled. Stinkweed Imp.
Classic competitor, Jordan Herring.
Oh yeah, Bloodghast.
He's just feeling her out.
Never give up.
Just feeling her out.
Never surrender.
Well, it's just potentially a little information for the future.
Totally free attack. Thing can't block anyway.
Yeah. Probably losing next turn.
Thug is back. We'll take a look at Golgari Thug really quickly. Some people may not know the text on that card. You know it's a Dredge 4, but it says when Golgari Thug is put into a graveyard from play, put target creature card in your graveyard on top of your library. That's a must.
Yep.
Thug was the only creature in the graveyard, so you push that, puts it back on top. That's the draw step. So as good as Thug can be for dredging, sometimes it can come back to hurt you. And Jadine Klomparens is able to tie things up here against Ben Friedman. Obs on Traverse. Dredge getting ready for game number 3.
Yeah, and that was the fragile hand out of Dredge, where they only have 1 Dredge creature. They don't have a whole lot of ways to get cards from the graveyard. Jadine, you know, smartly mulliganed to one of our graveyard hate cards, ate the 1 Dredger, and then had a pretty clear path to victory from there.
Scavenging Ooze looking good.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Ben Friedman going to contemplate everything, the meaning of life right now, I think.
That's that deep look in those eyes right there.
Yes, contemplating the meaning of life and why can't my deck ever beat a Scavenging Ooze? Well, good question, Ben. While he figures that out, let's talk about the StarCityGames.com YouTube page, in which you can watch a whole bunch of stuff, including Split Second, hosted by Star City's own Jeremy Knoll, the Versus Series, hosted by Brad Nelson, Todd Anderson, Michael Majors, Tom Ross, and of course Ross Merriam, who's having one heck of a tournament here with Dredge. We've got the Commander Versus Series, which you can find those 4 fine folks at GP Las Vegas. That's Jeremy Knoll once again, John Suarez, Justin Parnell, the American Dream, Stephen Green. Then we can do a little Magic Online playtesting with Pro Tour Amonkhet champion Jerry Thompson, Pro Tour Born of the Gods champion Sean McLaren, Pro Tour Constark here champion Ari Lax,
And SCG coverage guru
and
Cedric Phillips.
Mediocre magician Cedric Phillips. And we can't forget about the best of the SCG Tour and a whole bunch more. Subscribe today, youtube.com/StarCityGames. Become one of over 117,000 subscribers. We want to thank everybody, all of our subscribers, for supporting our content. Now we want to learn a little bit more about number 16 on the SCG Tour leaderboard. That's Jadine Klomparens, the 27-year-old from New Britain, Connecticut, with 2 open top 8s, 1 invitational top 8 as well in New Jersey. Lost in the finals to Liam Lonergan last year, or she would have been at the Players' Championship. Now her plating, her player slide, the best one,
Okay.
I think, so far. Large number of social media followers don't play Magic or know who she is, but are fans of Filipino singers James Reed and Nadine Lustier, who form the love team Jadine. Despite number 1, still loves her name and hasn't become jaded to puns on it.
Sure.
And most importantly, once had a handgun pulled on her by a 9-year-old while delivering pizza.
What in the world?
That's Jadine Klomparens, folks. 8-2 here in Charlotte.
You want a tip for delivering this pizza? Get out of here.
One of my favorite people in the SCG Tour. She's got a great sense of humor. Really good Magic player, too.
Yeah, she was at the RPTQ last weekend.
That you were victorious at.
Yeah.
Humble brag.
I was
Humble brag.
one of the top 4.
Oh, sorry.
One of the top 4.
Okay.
Number 1 seed.
Matt C. at tweet_till_I_die. It's an aggressive name. Where was the duck that we had for dinner yesterday? It's a Thai restaurant called Basil in downtown Charlotte.
It was delicious.
It was very, very good. Shout out to Basil. Hopefully a new sponsor of the SCG Tour.
I thought the other things we had were good too.
I think that was far and away the best dish.
Sure, no, the duck is the thing to get.
Yeah,
The crispy red curry duck.
that's correct.
But that's not to say it was the only thing that was delicious there.
The Patsu was good.
Yep, we had some wings.
We had some wang dangs. The pineapple mojito.
Yeah, was that?
It was a tasty treat. Tasty treat.
Nice.
And what else we had? We had some skewers, some satay with peanut sauce that Nick Miller really enjoyed.
Yep.
It was Miller time yesterday.
And we also had some subpar service.
I don't want to throw him under the bus like that.
Yeah, the food was delicious.
But the service A little work. A little work there. It's okay. You always got to find areas to improve. Here's a life in the loam. 0 targets. You're up.
Please don't remove this
Yeah.
card.
It's a Grim Flayer. A life in the loam is safe.
No, Jadine, remove that card.
3 cards. Not the best dredge I've ever seen. Another life in the loam and 2 lands.
But we see this with dredge all the time. It's just about getting started.
Yep.
You know, they just need a little velocity.
Life in the loam's going to return a mountain and a wooded foothills. And it won't surprise you to see that Ben, as he plays the wooded foothills and passes the turn back, he's kept a hand that's reactive. He's got an engineer explosives over there. Doesn't look like he has a Maelstrom Pulse, but he's able to answer a Scavenging Ooze. And also able to enter a Grim Flayer, if necessary. Tarmogoyf the draw here for Jadine Klomparens.
Yeah, that EE might turn into a really good card.
Yeah. Flayer hits Inquisition of Kozilek, among others that might be headed to the graveyard.
Yeah.
They're all headed to the graveyard now. 2 lands, Overgrown Tomb, Marsh Flats, and then Inquisition I mentioned.
Yeah, I don't like any of those cards.
All gone. EE's looking good.
Oh, no. It looked like there was still a Fatal Push in Jadine's hand. That's one of the advantages of showing up with a deck like Dredge that doesn't fight on the normal levels. Your opponents can't get all of the mediocre cards out of their deck during sideboarding.
Yeah, because Fatal Push is just garbage against this deck.
Yeah, what are you going to get?
Narcomy, but dead.
Bloodghast that's coming back next turn?
Yeah. There's not a lot of great targets.
You know, buy yourself a turn against that prized amalgam?
Yeah.
Not exciting.
Not exciting at all. Let's go back to Ben, who searched up a Blood Crypt. He could Sunburst for 3 right now if he wanted to.
I don't think he wants to.
I don't think he wants to either, but it is an option. It is an option. The Tarmogoyf is spinning. It's growing. Don't know for how long, though. I'm curious to see if Ben does just want to play E and blow it up here. Seems like a pretty good battlefield to blow up. And there is Engineer Explosives. Sunburst 2, pass.
It'd be awesome if it just got killed by split second card.
I would love a Crows and Grip right now.
Yeah. That'd be so
Love that,
great.
yeah. Not going to happen, though.
But yeah, I mean, just killing Jadine's 2 threats there. Ben's late game is so powerful compared to the Abzan deck that he just needs to survive some turns, get the dredging going, and he's going to win.
Well, this is just the flexibility of Dredge that some people don't realize. Just the ability to play a longer game. It's not this all-in deck that needs to win right away. It can do that, and we have seen it do that a couple times this weekend, but it can also play a longer game like this with Life in the Loam and Conflagrate and hard-casting threats.
Well, and we've seen it, people effectively attack it with Graveyard Hate, and it's still able to rebuild the graveyard. If you don't close out the game, it's just going to keep doing what it does over and over and over.
Jadine. Sacrifice Marsh Flash, find an Overgrown Team. We'll see what comes next. For number 16 on the Season 1 leaderboard of the SCG Tour.
Yeah, and a priority for her right now is finding a Bajuka Bog.
That would be a good one.
And obviously getting some more pressure onto the board in the process.
Also would be a good one.
Not drawing any more Fatal Pushes.
I hope there are no more. Now, Scavenging Ooze.
We like that.
We do like that. That's what Engineer Explosives was supposed to take care of. So it's going to take care of Stinkwind. It might take care of Life in the Loam, too.
And again, she was smart about positioning this card. She didn't feel like she had to get it on the board too quick.
Magic players, there are less than 10 minutes.
Looks like Jadine's going to let Ben dredge if he wants to maybe pick off a Narcomoeba or a Prize Amalgam or something else.
Sure.
Does not care much.
Two-headed giant today.
Ben will draw.
Make your way up to registration on the left side of the event stage.
And this is much more patient back and forth game. It's kind of interesting seeing this transition. You know, the dredge deck is kind of playing a control role here until it can take over.
Mm-hmm.
Ben's got another engineered explosives. He also has a conflagrate, and he's just wondering how he wants to position himself over the next couple of turns.
Well, that question has been answered. He's got the answer there for scavenging use. It's an engineered explosives on 2. Yet again, I've got to say, the nice thing about this dredge deck, its answers to problems are very powerful in Maelstrom Pulse and engineered explosives. They both do a very nice job of cleaning things up. Here's an Inquisition of Kozilek from Jadine. Generally not a card you're excited to have against dredge.
No, it's going to force the engineered explosives, I expect. Ben doesn't want to have to discard a good dredge card here and have it just get eaten by the scavenging ooze.
Sure. Dissensions here for 40-card Friedman. He'll let the hand be known. Looks like Conflagrate, 2 Loams, Narcomoeba, and don't have a great look at what that black card is.
Might be a collective brutality. Yep.
That is what it is.
And with the redundant Loams, I expect her to take the Conflagrate here.
And just eat that?
Yeah, and just eat it. Possibly eat the loam as well.
The one thing we don't have a great idea of is what's in Jadine's hand at this point, unfortunately. But I am kind of leaning your way with taking the Conflagrate here, and that's exactly what will be selected. It's almost like Ben knew this was going to happen. At least if this was a possibility. Here comes Scavenging Ooze. Damage is dealt. No activation here of the Engineered Explosives. Now Ben will eat the loam. Excuse me, Jadine will eat the loam. Now eat the Conflagrate. Play a Verdant Catacombs, pass the turn back. So Ben, are you ever going to blow that thing up? Yes, now. Okay. And going to eat the Wooded Foothills as well because that could be returned via loam.
I like it.
Yep. So now we start again. Phase 3, I guess one could argue.
Yeah. Jadine back to needing to put pressure on the board.
Yep.
And deal with the graveyard.
Here's Faithless Looting. Ben could build up pretty quickly here.
Yes.
Because he can recast Faithless Looting as well. So he could discard 2 Life from the Loams, recast Faithless Looting, and dredge a bunch. Looks like he's going to discard a Bloodghast and Life from the Loam. Now he's going to recast Faithless Looting. Going to start by dredging 1 Loam. So 3 cards in Cathartic Reunion, Gemstone Mine, and Faithless Looting to go into the graveyard. Now he'll take a draw step, and don't forget he's got to discard 2 cards. Stinkweed Imp was the draw. Loam, of course, goes back to the hand.
Players in the 10 a.m. Legacy.
I think Ben's going to continue being careful, not putting all of his dredgers into the graveyard right now.
Your pairings for round number 3 have been posted.
He's really thinking about this. He wants both those dredgers in the graveyard. He has another Faithless Looting for next turn.
Mm-hmm.
But he also doesn't want to expose himself too much to graveyard hate.
Doesn't want to get Bajuka bogged.
Yeah.
Or anything else that might come here. It could be another copy of Scavenging Ooze, for example.
Exactly. He took the more aggressive line.
Well, Jadine's turn stinks. Draw and pass. Ben's turn looks like it might be good. Oh, yeah.
It's going to be insane. Yes.
Here we go. Surprise Amalgam Narcomoeba. Bloodghast. So there's your Narcomoeba trigger, which means there's a Surprise Amalgam trigger. Ben looking to rebuild the battlefield very quickly. Now he's going to go reaching for Life in the Loam.
Charles Wilson.
He's on the hunt for a couple of
Modern
lands.
Classic player Charles
Looks
Wilson
like maybe
picks
just
up for
Gemstone Mine.
Not a whole lot of payoff there, but
Yep.
doesn't actually matter.
Next up, Faithless Looting from the Graveyard. Dredge 1 is the Thug. So 4 cards. 4 lands. Now he's going to dredge alone. 3 cards. A Prize Amalgam, a Maelstrom Pulse, and a Mountain. Remember, he's got Gemstone Mine in hand, which can return Bloodghast, which can trigger the new Amalgam.
The new Amalgam would already get triggered off the old Amalgam that's going to come into play.
Also that. They're friends.
Yeah, just a delay there.
Yeah.
Don't worry, buddy. I'll show up next turn and help you out.
They're good buddies.
You want me right now? He hits the snooze button a few times.
Who would do that?
Only a zombie.
Who would hit the snooze button 12 times this morning?
Oh, this morning? That's very specific. Is there something you have in mind?
I'm guessing. I'm guessing.
Well, I wouldn't.
Well, only leaves one person left.
Just to narrow it down a little bit.
Okay.
There were a whole bunch of people staying in our room, right?
I think that most people hit the snooze button on average 12 times in the morning.
Yeah, that's a normal thing.
So I'm not different than anyone else. Well,
Sure.
this person that we're talking about is not different than anyone
Yeah,
else.
it could be anyone.
That's correct.
Between you and me.
That's, again, correct.
And it's not me.
A Path to Exile took care of a Prize Amalgam for good. And Jadine can only pass the turn back. I just don't like her chances of winning this game. I don't know how she's supposed to get back into this now.
Like we said, it has to be a combination of pressure and disruption.
Yep.
And she had that early, but Ben had enough answers to just ride it out to the mid game, and now the late game, he's far and away the favorite.
And he is very well into the late game. Here's an attack for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's make it 8 total. With Jadine at 5. Or at least going that way.
Yeah, and this isn't even as unfair as this deck gets. And he's still just easily attacking for the win with these creatures.
He's coasting.
Yeah.
He's glassing, man. Just glass.
And he looks good
Just
doing
glass.
it. He must be butter.
Because?
I don't know, he's smooth.
He must be avocado. Because he's on my toast.
He's on toast.
That's right.
You could have bought a house.
Instead, I bought avocado toast. And it was delicious. That's right. Just glassing. Here's a fatal push. Nice. Bloodghast down. Oh, boy, these are the worst fatal pushes I've ever seen. Not surgical extraction. All right. That's a combo.
Yep.
You kill the Bloodghast, and then you remove them forever. There it is.
A little late for that one.
A touch. A touch late. Jadine, I believe, empty-handed now. And I don't even know. It's got to be. I think Ooze is the best draw. I think Ooze is the only card that could potentially get her back into this game.
Yeah, I think even Ooze would be a tough order.
It would have a lot of work to do. You see Ben's hand from the Surgical Extraction, a Life in the Loam, a Narcomoeba, Stinkweed Imp, and a Collective Brutality. Right now, he doesn't have an answer.
Yeah, I mean,
to Ooze, so.
But Jadine can't even get down to 2. The Ooze would gain her a bunch of life. It would.
I think, and there's no conflict in the graveyard. It's the only card realistically that gives her a shot. Sure. I think right now. Unfortunately, wait for it.
She's playing a singleton.
Yeah.
That makes it tough to draw a second one.
Yeah. Yeah. Draw. Well, she may have drawn something.
And that Collective Brutality is on the other side too.
Yeah, that counts. Here's a Tassiger. All right. I'm going to delve away 5.
Oh, there's still so much stuff in there that she would never want to draw again.
Yeah. These discard spells. Another copy of Surgical is not all that great right now. It's nothing special. Her one Ooze is... Leave that down there.
Yeah. We want that guy just in case.
You got to give yourself a shot to draw that one. Got to get rid of the pushes, I think.
She might actually need a push just to kill one of these flyers.
Just to stay alive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a rough spot.
to say the least. I just don't think this matchup's very good.
No, this matchup is terrible. That's one of the reasons you show up with the dredge deck.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to get probably a decent number of, I don't want to say free wins, but very easy wins throughout the tournament.
Surgical and Thoughtseize were the cards that revealed to Tasker, so I think maybe a Thoughtseize is headed
Thoughtseize is probably a safe one.
Headed Jadine's way. Because Ben's so nice and friendly.
Oh, Ben's thinking about giving her a green spell because she can't even cast
it. Sure.
Yeah, take this Goyf. Who cares?
Tasker's got Prize Amalgam unlocked for next turn, and then 3 of damage in the air, so it just could be 3 and 3. Obviously, Ben wants to get this game over with as quickly as he can, but he's going to give away a Tarmogoyf.
Sure. Yeah, it's going to start with 3 in the air, and depending on what he dredges this turn, it could just be over.
Stinkweed Imp. Well, that's
there
that.
it is.
Yeah. It takes one Conflagrate to get it done. That's exactly what happened. Ben Friedman going to win this match here over Jadine Klomparens, 2-1. Dredge will take care of Obzon Traverse. It took a little while, but it's a very good matchup for Friedman. Great pairing for him deep in the tournament. He's going to move on to 9-2, and looking to be in top 8 contention once again.